Hello everyone. So this video is gonna be me talking about my mega stacking chain lightning Erica 2 deck stacker character that I've made over the past 4 days or so. I have been pretty busy, so
请选择
not
无敌
much
2
time to
号的教
stream,
程
but
长度。
this is the results, I guess, after crafting and getting stuff over the past 4 days. The damage is alright. I wouldn't say it's very good right now. It's alright. And I guess it's kind of expected that the damage is not that high. Now, traditionally, Mega stacking has been really expensive, which is why I guess there isn't that much information about it. And I think this league will only be, or this league will be pretty much the only league I would expect to be able to potentially try a Mega stacker since it's so expensive. Right? And I think this is the richest I've been in any league. Yep. Okay, how does mega stacking even work, right? What's the purpose of doing mega stack over something, for example, like aura stack? So traditionally, if you do aura stacking, right, you would go Lone Walker boots, right, and then you would scale sealed mana comp on your tree, scale it on your gear, get aura effect everywhere, right? Auras usually give flat damage bonuses, right? They give you additional lightning damage, additional cold damage, additional physical damage. It's very straightforward. The more aura effect you have, the more damage you get. If you have defensive auras, you get energy shield, you get armor, right? You get more aura effect, you just get more of that stat. It's very simple. Maguses, on the other hand, right, they're a little bit different, right? They don't give you additional damage outright. For example, right, Thunder Magus gives you attack speed, cast speed. Frost Magus gives you regen, right? Restore life and ES. Fire Magus gives you base crit. Um, I guess we can take a look at the other two, right? We have Rock, which gives you Fizz reduction, right? Physical minus hit damage, and Erosion gives you reduced damage over time taken. So all of this, right, is origin of Spirit Magus. So you can think of this as your Magus effect, right? If let's say I have 100% origin of Spirit Magus effect, if I'm not wrong, right, it really just means you get, instead of minus 8.55, you get about 17% less damage taken, additional damage taken. Uh, what else? Okay, that is baseline, like how Maguses work. So there is this pair of boots called Verdant Steps, right, which drops from Cage, which is why Cage is also really expensive, right? What this does is it gives you a bunch of extra effects, right? So you have some damage mods, you have some QL mods, you have some immunity mods, right? Here, let's take a look. For example, right, you have lightning, cold, fire damage, right? They give you additional lightning damage. So you can think of this as now, they kind of give you a damage aura instead. Right, so this one is really nice if I could have it. Uh, as well as these. So these three kind of are the same thing, right? Origin of Thunder gives you non-lightning taken as lightning, or cold, non-cold taken as cold, non-fire taken as fire, right? These are your defensive modifiers. And then lastly is your immunities. Right, so here you can get immune to ailment, immune to ailment, immune to wilt and trauma, right? And lastly, there's also the movement speed one, right? So here you get for every origin of Spirit Magus that affects you plus 10%. So this one, I guess if the rolls 10%, you could get baseline, you could get up to 60% movement speed because you have 5 Megases. So it's just a normal movement speed mod, I think. You can think of it that way. Okay, so this entire build, right, revolves around deck stacking and mega stacking, right? Your megases are mostly there to give you defenses, right? The most important line would be converting non-lightning damage taken to lightning, right? What this lets you do is, if you have enough effect, right, enough origin effect, I can essentially ignore everything else and just get lightning rest, for example, right? This is what or why this thing is so strong. Right? I don't need to care about anything else. All my gear doesn't need any defensive mods. I just need to scale origin effect, which indirectly or directly will scale all the bonuses that my Megases give, like flat crit, attack speed, cast speed. So when you're thinking of a build, right, that can use all of these, usually it ends up being, I guess it ends up being chain lightning, but you could do this on anything that could use crit, that's crit based, relies on attack speed, cast speed, right? So a lot of people usually do spell burst, right, and usually do chain lightning since chain lightning is just a really nice skill. Now that I've played it again this league, is a really, really nice skill to use. I really like the way Chain Lightning feels, right? The chaining that goes off screen is really, really nice, right? In fact, when I map, usually I swap this off. This is more damage, but I will take jump because I can visually see like the chain lightnings chaining off each other. I mean, chaining off the mobs. It's really satisfying. It's a really nice skill to use. But yeah, so I decided to mirror this ring and build everything else off this, right? So here, movement speed and the origin of thunder, right? So realistically, this could be any other line. It's just that I don't think there's too many rings out there in the first place. So I have slight regrets. I think I probably would have wanted to craft this myself. Maybe not corroded. Yeah. Alright. I think maybe having the damage line, for example, where is it? I feel like this line would be really nice to have. Can you even get this? Oh wait. Maybe you, maybe yeah, you can't get this line on a ring at all. Okay, in that case, yeah, it's not one of the Verdant Steps mods, I think. I didn't see. Okay, I'm not gonna buy this and find out. Right. Okay, maybe it doesn't exist. But yeah, this ring solves all the defenses, gives you movement speed, gives you crit, dex, pen. So it's a really disgusting ring. Right? It solves all your defenses in this single ring. Okay, for the rest of the gear, it's a very traditional deck stack and spell burst framework. So we are using Ralph's Journey. I don't even have a perfect one, so I'm missing a lot of damage here. And we're using Ralph's Burial. Again, you could get double corrupted mods. I just wanted a max roll flat damage per dex. This is really expensive on its own already. Basically, every single aspect of this build is so absurdly expensive. Every upgrade is in like 5 digits. Right. So, yeah, even this one is too crazy, man. Like, no way, right? No way, right? 10k? Am I seeing this right? Let's put 320. Ooh, wait, wrong one. Hold on. Every time I make a video, it's like I just get better deals. Like this was like 30k 2 or 3 days ago. What? Okay, this dex roll is really bad. Hold on. Even though this is a video, let me go and calculate real quick. If I have 4,000 dex divided by 15, how much movement speed can I get? Oh, I'm not even hitting the limit, dude. Okay, it doesn't even matter. I'm just gonna go for a higher percent dex if possible. Please, let me find something decent. That's pretty good. 4300 divided by 15. I'm not even hitting the limit. Yeah. Okay. That's a really good deal for me. Thank you. That is a really good deal for me. Oh my god. Let's see. How's my damage now? Yep. Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, it should be a definite increase in damage. Great. Okay, I guess those boots have gone down in price, which I'm satisfied. Okay, so maybe we're close to hitting like bigger numbers, but whatever. Okay, that helps my damage quite a bit. Alright, back to the video. Sorry about that. I got distracted. Oh, this is not upgraded yet. Okay, I need to deal with that soon. I didn't even notice that. Okay, but here we have damage, hit damage for spell burst and control spell. This focus blessing is honestly not really required. I just hit it and I don't really know what else I would realistically take. I guess more armor pen or you like Ellie pen would probably be better than a focus blessing. So I will change that eventually. But yep, we have hit damage for spell burst, cast speed, elemental damage, dex, and lightning skill levels. Right? Very, very typical for chain lightning. Not much to say about this. Okay, one important note if you were to, let's say, attempt this character, just take note that you'll have a lot of base crit from your Fire Magus. So you really don't want any flat crit anywhere. You only want percent crit strike rating uh, everywhere. And I think right now I am not capped crit yet even. I need to get one more increased crit chance line somewhere. Yeah, my crit chance is not maxed, which is a problem. I do need to get that fixed. So getting percent crit will be very important. I think if I just roll my mods better, it will fix this problem. Yeah, if I just roll my mods better, I'm pretty sure it will be 90-ish. I'll do that eventually. Here my ring is just a Timid Curse, Spell Aggression, Dex. I'm just gonna hover over it so that if the codes expire next league, at least I have some reference here. So here. Now here we're using Thrice Lucky. There are a few ways to do it. So if I'm not wrong, was it Sick Duck? Yeah, I think he was using this. Yeah, Thrice Lucky should be really good for this build because it's lightning damage as always. So here we have basically super lucky damage. Right, before this I was using Impermanence. That's also a reasonable belt blend that you could use. Right. But I think the prices are pretty okay now to get Thrice Lucky. Right. Impermanence, right? 32% additional max damage. It's quite good. Right, before I was using Thrice Lucky, I was using this support here. Again, see, quite expensive. Wow, it was 3k yesterday. Yep. Right, supported skill deals lucky damage. So if you don't use, or if you do Impermanence, right, you will be using the lucky damage here. But because I don't have to use lucky damage anymore, right, we can use a real support here, which is like 30% additional damage. So that's really nice. Now for the amulet, we have a base mod electrocute. If this was Dex, it will cost 10 times the price, so I'm not going to do that. We have all stats, damage per stats, beacon. This is our only source of spell burst, so you really want to have beacon here, or you need to, it's a minimum. For the gloves, we have max res. This ideally should be one more. I should have one more max res here so that I can hit 86. But to be honest, the survival is pretty okay thus far. Yep, don't really feel the need to. For the chest piece, we have, again, just the damage. You could get double mod, you were double the price probably. And Surging Inspiration, which I just got this morning. So we have double mod, additional hit damage for spell burst, and also, right, 50% chance to immediately gain 2 stacks of spell burst when using a skill. So for me, I'm really lazy. I always want to use either a channeling skill or like Path of Flames, Ring of Blades, anything that is channeling. Yeah, it really is a channeling skill. I don't like to walk. I don't like to hold left click. I don't like to whirling blades around. I don't like pressing buttons. I just like to run, right? Running is the best. So you can either use Solid River or Surging Inspiration, but if you are intending to use Path of Flames, for example, I think Surging Inspiration is just a way easier method, right, to building this Spellburst character. Solid River will need more investment into Spellburst and things like that, which this build already struggles with, right? You're kind of stretched in like every aspect, so take note of that. On to, okay, let's do talents. I guess we do talents first. Right, here we have inverse image, right? Ideally you want high roll for everything because it's percent dex, and micro talent, right? For dex, so this is one dex position here. Magister has this really nice spots here for a 3x3, so you get 400 dex here. Now there are going to be better positions if you have more money, but yep, you will come to find that 3x4s, 4x3s for micro decks with additional allocate is about 50,000, 60,000. It's very disgusting. Lastly, we need to take Source under Alchemist for our Magus, right? So, yep, some seal mana, some damage taken. And for the slates, which is incomplete right now, I guess most of it is there, but not really everything. We have Space Rift from my previous build, still keeping it here. Jump and Dex, because Jump indirectly gives you damage here. Okay, kind of expensive. Just some percent Dex around that I'm copying, right? This goddamn slate is so difficult to hit. This line is so hard to hit, and it costs you 1,000 per attempt, which is why this part, even though it's supposed to be a 4-piece, right, something like this, I have not bothered to fix it because it's so expensive to roll, and I don't want to spend that kind of money. It's ridiculous. But yeah, slates just do whatever you want. To be honest, you just want to copy decks. You could use a pedigree, for example, and maybe it's probably even better. To be honest, could be better. Yep, this is 1, 2, 3. It's like 36% decks from this thing. But yeah, if you really want to just copy decks everywhere, then a Space Rift setup would probably be the best one, right? Best bang for your buck. On to memories. Okay, memories for this build is not that bad. Thank God, it's not that bad. The main thing we just want is max lightning rares on our what I call it on our memory. So I revived this myself. Not too bad. I guess this is okay for now, right? I hit this in 2 tries, so one, and then I hit the second one, so I'm not gonna bother changing this anymore. Here we have immune to wilt. Now, immunities on this build is a very big problem, right? It's a really big issue. Uh, I have solved it with something which I will show later on, but for now I have immunity of wilt here. Here I have max lightning rares. It's not even like level 4 or +4 because it's already, yeah, I guess it's not that bad. 8,000? I guess it's alright. Yep, whatever, doesn't really matter. We have some origin effect, some crit damage. If I had one more line of crit strike chance, that's why here, I really want this to become spell crit, but it's really expensive to craft this. Right, I will be crit cap, so I will do that eventually. What else? That's for the hero memories. Right, so I have immune to wilt there. You could get immune to trauma here, and then you'll be immune to wilt and trauma. That'll be nice. On to the packs. Now this part is also really expensive. Uh, Here I have a medium and micro Andi because I really need medium talents. Before this I was using micros, but I really need medium slots. It's really hard to come by. So here we need my other two Maguses. So here we have Rock Magus, we have Erosion for the other two which we are missing. Now, if you wanted immunities, you would replace, I personally would replace either, I think I would replace Erosion Magus. I guess it doesn't really matter too much. Right, I would replace Erosion Magus with an immunity of your choice. For example, immune to elemental ailments, right? In that case, you'll be immune to getting frozen. That's the main problem. Or actually, you could get immune to CC. That'll probably be better. Yeah. I mean, who cares about numb, right? It's fine. If you kill everything off screen, it's okay. So here we have, yep, you replace this with immunities. Here we have the classic Star Trail with Origin Effect. These cost like, yeah, it's really expensive. So eventually, if I really want to, you really could keep removing and adding on using Star Nets until you get 9% on every single one of these, but I'm not gonna bother doing that. Here we need one curse as well. So Poison Omen will give us one additional curse. Uh, Yeah, not a lot of places where you can get +1 curse on this build. If you don't have Poison Omen, you'll probably not even bother getting Timid here, or probably not bother getting Electrocute here. Maybe get a damage per stats base FX or something, right? Yeah, it's really hard to get +1 curse. Usually you can either get it through what I call it, like your Prism, right? When you activate 2 legendary talents, then you can get +1 curse, or you can get it through your chess piece, which I can't, or you could get it through your kismets, which again I can't because I'm already so stuffed, right? So no choice, I have to use Poison Omen, and if I had to choose the worst of the three, maybe Preserver should go. Preserver gives me rest for my lightning rest, which is why I don't want to put Preserver on this position. Lastly, Drapion Lady just gives you 40% origin effect. So this is really big for the build, right? It's kind of like a no-brainer. It gives you a bunch here, like 28% here, and then 40. Now all of these are completely useless. You really don't need. All these are dead, right? You see, these 3 pets really want to be replaced with Kismets, but yeah, they all kind of suck for damage, right? There's not a lot of damage on this build, which is why it's struggling a little bit. But the clear is really nice. Can't talk about that. Lastly, for our skills, here we need burst activation. I have a really bad one. It's a -8%. I guess it's kind of dropped in price. Maybe if I look for tier 1, it's still 20,000 FE, bruh. Powerful Flames, we've got Mana Boy with cost conversion because our mana is always going to be 0 from our helmet. Swiftness for more movement speed. If you really want to be tanky, Delayed Pain feels really good. I can tank the tornadoes in Showdown with Delayed Pain. And Thunder Spike setup. with the additional, what I call it, of gain numbed effect. This one is just to apply numb. Now for this one here, if you really wanted another source of immunity, right, what I was doing for a while was I was using Resurrection Warcry, and then with obviously the rest of the supports, and using Purify and Harmony, right? And I'll just alternate them depending on what immunities I need for the map. So that's the alternative here, because I find that, you know, when you're going so fast and everything is dying already, provided you're not juicing your map to like full orange compasses, for example, right? You can't really apply your numb anyways. They kind of die before numb gets applied. So that is one setup that you could do, right? And for your Maguses, you need superpower and Friend of Megai, like on every single one of these. The combination is about 10k for each of this. No, sorry, 7k, 7.5k for each of this, right? Really expensive. If I had more energy, I could, for example, like get. That means if I get rid of this setup, right, you could get precise protection field on every one of your Magus for even more like DR flat. So that's really, really good. And lastly here we have concentrated and aura amp, just for more aura effect for electric conversion. I think that's pretty much everything that, yeah, it's pretty much most of the stuff for the build. It's an interesting archetype, right? Maguses don't really give you that much damage. I would say they give you more survival for sure compared to auras. So yep, hopefully this helps. Like, at least there's some information out there about Magus stacking and at least what I have done for this character archetype, right? Trying to play around with a lot of builds this league since I have some sort of wealth, right, from selling, I guess, like things in general. Yeah, from selling things in general. So yep, hope you enjoyed this, and thanks for watching Wet Puddle. Showcase will be, yep, I'll just play the showcase very soon. Okay, thanks for watching Wet Puddle, and bye bye.
闪耀吧，闪耀吧，闪耀吧！耶，艾瑞卡真棒！我们到门里去。人又一个影子，又一个影子。小菜一碟。有人把他的影子装进瓶子里。你完蛋啦，坏家伙！又一个影子。又一个影子。 没用的小老鼠。